Hello world, we are going to be going over a pretty simple but pretty interesting problem, and that is how do you swap the values of two integer variables without using a temporary variable? So it's a really simple solution, kind of tricky, but it's not all that complicated to do. So first let's start by going over how you'd swap the two values with a temporary variable. So if you had like int x equals 15 and int y equals 25, you could, and you wanted to swap it so x would equal y and y would equal x, um, you could create a temporary variable and say int temp equals x, and then now you have the value of x towards some, where you could say x equals y and y equals temp. And this would work. Here, let's uh, go ahead and prove that. And so this does work, and this would swap the variables. And this is a way that, the most intuitive way to do it. So now here we see x is 25 and y is 15. And this is the most intuitive way to do it. But it's definitely not the only way. So you could also swap the variables without even using a temporary variable. And that involves some cool arithmetic. But that's really all it is. So it might seem impossible to do at first. I mean, off the top of your head, it might just seem like, well, if you set x equal to y first, then you lose a value of x, and if you set y equal to x first, then you lose a value of y. So we need some way to keep track of both of those values at the same time without using a temporary variable. So what we can do is we can actually take x and instead of setting it equal to y, you can set it to x plus y. So at this point, x is the sum of x and y is still just y. It's still 25. So what's that give us now? So now we have x has x plus y, and y is just 25. So that means if if you take x, first, we know that x plus y minus y equals x. That's just, I mean, that's kind of the simple algebra, right? The y plus y minus y there cancel out. Um, and we know that this x right here, after we updated it, is actually x plus y. So if we take x plus y, which is just x in this case, so if we take our new x, which is this, and we subtract y from it, we just get x back. So we can say y equals x minus y. And at this point in our program, y actually stores the value of x that x originally had, because this is the sum of x and y, and now we're subtracting the y part of that sum. So we're just left with x's original value. So if we run this, we should at least see that y has 15, right? And that was x's original value. So that's good. We're halfway there. We managed to get the value of x into y. And now from here, getting the value of y into x is equally simple. So right now, we can just do the same operation just in reverse. So we know x plus y minus y is x, right? That's what we take advantage of there. Um, and here we also know that x plus y minus x equals y. That's the same thing. We have the plus x and the minus x that cancel. So y, we end up with just y. And that's, of course, equal to itself. So take advantage of this. We know that our old x is now stored in y. And we know that this is our current value of x. So our current value of x, of our variable x, is x plus y. That's this part. So to subtract the original x, we know that that's stored in y right now. So we just say minus y. And that's actually it. That is it. It's that simple. So at this point, we should see x is 25 and y is 15. It's really just 3 steps. If we get rid of the comments, you set x equal to the sum of both, and then we take advantage of the fact that if we if we have the sum and we have one of the individual values still stored, we can do subtraction to get to the other value. So that's what we are doing here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to post them in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you learned from this video.